Well, you see, that's another problem, at least for Amy, because Amy feels like she can't bring up the things Sean does that causes her pain or the fights in the first place because Amy is a reactor type. So, in order for her to be engaged in a fight with you, you would have had to do something to her to get a negative reaction from her. However, now, because of the fact that there's only two people in the relationship and only the two of them in the fight, of course, she is blaming him because it's his fault they're fighting in the first place. But because Sean never takes accountability for himself or his actions, Amy does hold him accountable. And then Sean starts saying things like, "You're always blaming me." And in Amy's head, she's thinking, yeah, because it's your fault. But she only sounds like she's always blaming him because he doesn't own up to his own stuff. So she has to yet again, if he would just recognize his own behavior and actions that hurt her, she wouldn't have to be that way. Because trust me, she hates it and is sick of it and wishes more than anything that he would learn to do it himself. She yearns for the day that he actually takes responsibility for himself and the pain he has caused her, genuinely from his heart.
Amy's experience is incredibly valid and sadly very common in relationships, where one partner struggles to take responsibility for their actions. This dynamic where one person feels forced to hold the other accountable because the other won't creates a frustrating and exhausting cycle. Let's explore why this happens, what it does to Amy, and what, if anything, can be done. Why this pattern happens. Accountability avoidance. Some people like Sean struggle to admit fault or acknowledge when they've hurt someone. This can be due to pride, shame, fear of being the bad guy, or simply not having learned how to take responsibility in relationships. The blame game trap. When Amy points out Sean's behavior, he feels attacked and deflects by accusing her of always blaming him. This is a classic defense mechanism. For Amy, it feels like gaslighting. Her pain is dismissed and she's made to feel like the problem. Unbalanced emotional labor. Amy is carrying the emotional weight for both of them, noticing problems, naming them, and trying to get them resolved. That's exhausting and unfair. The impact on Amy: frustration and resentment. Amy feels stuck having to parent Sean emotionally, which kills intimacy and trust. Self-doubt. Over time, she may start to question her own reality or feel guilty for bringing up issues at all. Emotional exhaustion. It's draining to always be the one pushing for honesty and growth. What can Amy do? Set clear boundaries. Amy can decide what she will and won't tolerate if Sean refuses to take responsibility. She has every right to say, "I can't keep having the same argument where my feelings are dismissed." Use impact language. Instead of focusing on blame, Amy can try saying, "When you do X, it makes me feel Y. I need you to acknowledge how your actions affect me." This sometimes helps shift the conversation from blame to impact. Stop playing the referee. If Sean won't own his part, Amy doesn't have to keep trying to make him. She can state her truth and let go of the need to get him to admit fault. Example: I'm sharing how I feel. Whether you agree or not, this is my experience. Seek outside help. A couples counselor can help break this cycle if Sean is willing. If not, individual therapy can help Amy process her feelings and decide what's best for her. Consider the future. If Sean never learns to take responsibility, Amy needs to ask herself, can I live with this dynamic forever? If not, it may be time to consider her own well-being and whether this relationship is sustainable. Why Amy's feelings matter. Amy deserves a partner who can see her, hear her, and own their impact on her. Relationships thrive when both people can admit mistakes, apologize, and grow without that. The cycle of blame and pain is likely to continue. Amy's longing for real accountability is not too much to ask. It's the foundation of a healthy relationship. If Sean can't or won't meet her halfway, Amy's frustration is a sign that her needs aren't being met and she may need to make some tough choices for her own peace and happiness.